Hello. Before we start today's episode, if you would like a condensed version of what I'm talking about in this podcast, go ahead and subscribe to the Perfectionist Guide. You can read the entire thing in 3 minutes or less. To access this, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/newsletter. Are you a bit of a perfectionist, type A, hyper performer? Then you know that having the audacity to see an ideal and bring it into reality while breaking generational habits of hustle can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. If you are ready to burn bright instead of burning out, to lead without losing yourself, and to enjoy the life you have worked so hard to create, then keep listening. I'm your host, America's leader on Rewiring Perfectionism, CLG, and this is Perfectionism Rewired, the podcast. Welcome to Perfectionism Rewired. Every week you're starting it off and you're like, yeah, this week's going to be different. And you have all these plans and you're super motivated, but then you get to the end of the week or the end of the month and you're like, where did all the time go? Doesn't need to be that way. I want to talk about just one more minute. As perfectionists, we are Olympians at, I'm just going to finish this one more thing. I'm just going to do this one more thing. I wanted to share with you a real life, boots on the ground example that I experienced last night. My dad called me. It was around between 5 and 6. And he knew my working hours for the day were done. And I was like, I'm just going to take a break right now. I was listening through the things I was going to finish up. And he was like, I thought you were done working for the day. He's like, shouldn't it be like quitting time? I knew he was right. Of course, I didn't tell him that. I noticed how uncomfortable it felt to turn off my computer and close up shop in my office. Taking that step back is a skill that CLG 5 years ago was not able to do because I had this narrative. I don't deserve to rest. I don't deserve to work out. Whatever it is that you have planned when you're done with your work, there's a part of me, like old programming, that thinks that I didn't earn, shutting down at the time that I said to shut down. And this is where skill building comes in. I have a tool that I teach my clients to use so that they can track each day where they're getting slippery with themselves and not honoring their restraint, not being in charge of their perfectionism. Because we make ourselves wrong that we didn't get it done, or we perpetuate a narrative. Since I didn't get everything done on Thursday, now my Friday's fucked. And it just continues on and on and on. Ask yourself today, where across your core 4 pillars, your person, your peace, your prosperity, or your presence, are you telling yourself just one more minute? Instead of saying no, I told myself I was going to go outside and I was going to play with the kids. There's always going to be one more thing. There's always going to be one more thing. We don't have a guaranteed one more minute in our life. And I know that none of us would be like, oh, I'm so glad I finished that PowerPoint. No, not at all. And also to let you know that it does feel uncomfortable. I was talking to my dad as I was locking up the office last night. I was like, it feels so uncomfortable to stop working right now. And he's like, are you going to do it? And I said, yeah, I coach my clients on this all the time. And I'm my first client. I promise all of you that join the accelerator or work with me in Perfectionism Optimized or Perfection. There's nothing that I would ever invite you to do that I have not done myself thousands of times. It's totally normal for all of those thoughts to come up and for it to feel really uncomfortable. The difference is that I don't make it a problem. I'm not fighting myself. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to do this anyway. And you know what happens? It gets easier. There a little bit of anxiety today when I woke up, like, oh no, I saw all that stuff left over from yesterday. Yeah, it's just knowing that, of course, you're going to feel that way. You've had all this other programming. And if you've tied what you're doing to your value, if you're a single mom or you're a solopreneur, or if it really is all on your shoulders, then there's that guilt, there's that pressure, there's all this stuff that comes up. It's normal. There's a 4-step process that I teach you in the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, and it's the 4 N's. You want to notice. So I noticed what I was thinking. I normalized it.
I neutralized it, which is, it's okay. We're building a muscle. Like neutralizing it means you want to find a perspective that feels as believable as, oh my God, we don't deserve to do this. It's not always going to feel great most of the time. You need to have a peak, a twinge of believableness, and then ask yourself, what's the next best action that I can take right now? So for me last night, the next best action that I could take right now was to follow through, close up shop. This morning when I had that anxiety come up, I did the 4 ends again. I noticed it. I normalized it. Of course you're feeling anxiety. The process perfectionism didn't happen for you yesterday. You decided to go where growth is. And that's also just a great question that you can ask yourself when those old shitty perfectionistic thoughts come up. It's like, where's my growth? I've run over myself. I've burned the midnight oil. I've missed out on family. I've done that so many times, where I need to build up my strength in honoring my plan for myself for the day and taking care of myself. Leverage comes from a strong foundation. And so if you don't have sleep, if you're not fueling yourself with Ferrari foods, if you're not connecting to presence in relationships, if you're not meditating, getting what you need to do for inner peace, then none of the other stuff works. Where's my growth? My growth is in building my foundation. It's not a matter of checking every box or finishing the to-do list, because I know all of you are like me. You're really smart and you're overachievers. You know how to self-sacrifice. You know how to punish yourself. You know how to, the plan goes to shit and all that matters is we get it done. You know how to do all of those things. What I help you with, and what you probably don't know how to do, is to stop, to let it go, to see the clock hit that time and to be like, okay, time's up. And to be with those uncomfy emotions and to not sit in them and wallow in them and swim in them like a puddle, but to be able to have that resilience, to be able to bounce back, to be able to be like, okay, and then not like low key. Like I didn't secretly unlock my office and go back in and get my laptop or check my email. I didn't do any of that last night. Was I tempted? Yeah. Did I have the thought? For sure. Yes. I know that I get this way with my experts in their field that I respect. I think, this probably never happens to them. I don't want anyone thinking, if you're a current client or a future client, CLG, she can do it no problem. No, are you kidding? It's still uncomfortable. But what's more uncomfortable is feeling run down. It's more uncomfortable to be a shitty partner and to flip out, or the dishwasher not being loaded the right way, or to be super rushed and then to get in a car accident, like all of those things, that's way more uncomfortable. That's the perfectionism tax that none of us need to be paying. No more 1 more minute. Because also it's never 1 more minute. It's never 1 more minute of scrolling. It's never 1 more minute. When that comes up, be like, that's how you become someone who does what they said they're going to do. And that's how you get that momentum in your life. So many of you come to me in the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator and Perfectionism Optimized, and you're like, I feel like I'm doing 10 times the effort, but I'm barely seeing any results, or I'm not getting that energized feeling anymore. It's just like the same thing each day. Yeah, because it's in the margins. It's in this incrementalism that you're able to really see that progress. For me, as an intense perfectionist and a classic perfectionist who is just like, I don't care, we're going to get it done, who has a lot of stamina, this has been one of the biggest areas of growth and learning, and continues to be of, I stop when I say I'm going to stop, regardless of what the checklist looks like, and I'm able to go to bed and I'm not waking up in the middle of the night. If you're on that 1 more minute train and you're like, man, I really wish that I could take control of my time, or every week you're starting it off and you're like, yeah, this week's going to be different, and you have all these plans and you're super motivated, but then you get to the end of the week or the end of the month and you're like, where did all the time go? Doesn't need to be that way. I can help you with this. So you're not white knuckling it through. Okay, I said I'm going to be done and I'm done. You don't need to do that anymore. So if you don't want to do that anymore, you want to take control of your time. You don't want it to be 1 more minute. You want to be the kind of person who does what they say that they'll do. Go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com. Come and join us inside the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator. We would love to have you, and you can start taking control of your time today.